Okay, boys and girls, I have a sentence here on the board, and I want to read it to you, and then I want you to read it aloud back to me, all right? Can you change the page for me? Okay, read that with me.
Can you change the page for me?
Awesome. Okay, we are going to talk about high frequency words today, and our first high frequency word is the word page. So I'm going to underline the word page. Now, let's tap the sounds that we hear in the word page. Okay, so everybody tap with me. Ready? A, J. How many sounds do we hear in that word?
3.
3 sounds. Now watch, I'm going to put them in sound boxes. So we have, I'm going to 1, 2, 3, and then we have our special Magic E box, right? Okay, so I'm going to write the letter P because P says A. What am I going to put in this box? A. What's the next sound? J. J. Okay, now boys and girls, what do you notice? What is tricky about this box here? Bennett?
Because the G doesn't say the J sound, because that's J's job.
Yes, normally the G says G, but in this word it's saying J. Now, we talked about Magic E. We need to have that there because Magic E is going to tell A to say its name. So, how do we know, boys and girls, when the G says G and when the G says J? That's kind of tricky, isn't it? Well, guess what? There is a rule that we can follow. So that's called the hard G sound and the soft G sound. So there are certain letters that when they follow the G, it makes its hard sound. So this will be another poster that we're going to add to our phonics folders. So when the G is followed by an A, like in gay for gate, or O, like in the word go, or the letter U, like in goo, the L, gl, or the which would be gur, it's going to make its hard G sound. But when and Hunter, I'm sorry, I'm looking at this poster right here, the hard and soft G. When it is in front of the E, like in, it would say the J sound, it's soft sound. So G, J, or J with the Y, okay? So E, I, or Y, it's going to be making its soft G sound, which is the J sound. A, O, U, L, or R, it's going to make the hard sound, which is that G sound we're used to it saying. All right, so that's a little bit tricky, so we have to pay attention to what is coming after it. And always, 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 where are we going to find the Magic E?
At the end.
At the end of a word. So if it's right here, we know that G is going to say its soft sound because the E is a soft sound letter. All right. So now let's look at our other high frequency word for this week, and it's the word change. Okay? So repeat the word change.
Change.
All right, now let's tap the sounds we hear in change. Ready? A, N, J. All right, how many sound boxes do I need to draw?
4.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what do we notice? Magic E. So I got to leave a little box for him. All right, what am I going to put in my first box, Princeton?
CH.
CH. Ch is spelled with a CH. What's my next sound, Charlie? A. And then what's after the A, Griffin?
N.
N. The N sound. Ch. A. N. And then what's the last sound that I hear out loud, Zania?
G.
Well, what's the sound?
J.
The sound.
J.
J. It's the J sound. How am I going to spell it? I know that Magic E is here, and I'm going to spell it with the G. Ch. A. N. J. change. All right. Wonderful job. Okay. Now, I lost my notes here. Here we go. All right. So, did I just mark on my face?
No.
I think I did. I marked on the hand. Okay. So now we have one more word to talk about, and I'm going to change the sentence. I'm going to actually add a word to our sentence. So our last high frequency word this week is this word. Okay? Can you change the page for me today? Okay. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the word and we're going to break it up into its sounds. What do we notice that's special about today? Henry?
Both of the vowels have a long sound.
Okay. Today is a special kind of word that's two small words coming together to make one big word. What do we call those? Two small words making one big word. Zania? A compound word. So when we are dividing a syllable that's a compound word, we just split up the word. So to and day. Let's pound it and see if that fits. Ready? Say pound today with me. Ready? Today. Good. So now, what sounds do we have in the first syllable, Bennett?
T-O.
Not the letters, the sounds.
Two.
Okay, tap the sounds. Ooh, good. So t is the first sound. And then ooh. How are we spelling ooh in the word to? Charlie?
With an O.
With an O. Good job. Okay, now the second syllable is what? Day. Okay, let's tap and segment that word. Can you do it for me, Princeton?
A.
Is it d-a-y? D-a. Two sounds, right? So how am I going to segment the word day? D, what's the first sound?
D.
D. And then how am I spelling the A in this word? Jaden?
A-Y.
A-Y. Now we haven't talked about the A-Y pattern. That's coming tomorrow. But let's go ahead and add these three words into our book of words. So take that out of your phonics folder. Where are we going to turn to write down? Yes, and actually before we write that down, I want you all to stand up. All right, let's spell down our arms. The first high frequency word in the sentence. So we're going to spell change down our arms. Remember, just a light touch with each letter that we spell all the way down our arm. All right, ready? So say the word change.
Change.
All right, C-H-A-N-G-E, change. Okay, let's do that one more time. C-H-A-N-G-E, change. Good. All right, our second word is page. Repeat.
Page.
Good. Page. P-A-G-E, page. Awesome. And then our last high frequency word for this week is today. Repeat.
Today.
All right. T-O-D-A-Y. Today. One more time. T-O-D-A-Y. Today. Wonderful. Okay. Now, get out your My Book of Words, and you are going to turn to the C and write the word change in your book of words. And then after you add change, where are you going to turn? To the P. Turn to the letter P. Almost there. Is this your first word in the letter P?
Yes.
Should be.
No.
No?
Yes. It is.
Okay, and then our last word that we're adding this week to our booklets is
Today.
today. There are lots of T words in my book of words.
Yes, I have some too.
All right. You can write them down the column or you can write across. It doesn't matter, whichever way you want to. Just make sure you spell them correctly. Remember, this you can use during your writing time. If you forgot how to spell one of our high frequency words, you can turn to that letter and then spell it correctly. So this is used to help you remember. These are mostly tricky spellings. There's usually something tricky about our high frequency words. They don't like to follow the rules as much as the other words do. Okay. All right. Now, go ahead and get out your A Magic E half sheet and get with your partner. And we're going to read the words back and forth. Miss Mary, do you have the extra ones? Sorry. Oh, okay.
It's on top.
Oh, I see. Right there. Okay. So take turns reading across the row. So partner 1 will read the first line. Partner 2 will read the second line. So read back and forth, and then just quietly raise your hand when you finish. All right, Lester. Do you have yours? Or can you unmute yourself? Okay. All right. You're going to read the top one, then I'll read, and then you, and then me, and then you, and then me. Okay?
Can we circle the first one?
We are not going to do that with these. But if you, there's just a couple. Okay, go ahead. Good. Say, flakes, exhale. Basement, good. Brave, breaks, landscape. Good. Trade, take, pancake. Okay. All right, boys and girls, there are 3 words that have the inflectional ending. You may go ahead and circle.
Take, pancake.
It's the letter S. I will give you that clue. All right. Finishing up, and then we're going to talk about syllable types, because we get to learn a brand new syllable type today. We get to learn how to mark it. We already know what it is. Okay, I'm going to write another word up on the board. Okay, so we're going to learn some new rules for breaking up words that have the A magic E in them. Okay, we've already talked about breaking up words that have closed syllables and open syllables. So today we're going to learn a new syllable type and how to break it apart, but then also label it. Okay, so here is the word that I have on the board. Hunter, can you see that word? Okay, so first of all, how many vowels do we see? That's the first thing we do is we circle our vowels. Bennett.
3.
3 vowels, okay? 1, 2, and 3. So our first step in breaking up words into syllables is to circle the vowels. But guess what? There's something tricky here. How many vowels are actually making sounds in this word? Charlie? 2. So guess what I have to do? I have to cross out the E, because it is not really acting like a vowel that's making a vowel sound. So I cross out the E. Now, what's the next thing that I do? I have my vowels circled. What's the next step when we were trying to decide where to break up a word? Jaden?
You draw lines underneath the consonants.
Yes. So the consonants that are between my vowels, I'm going to underline them. Okay, I'm going to use a different color just so you can see. All right, so how many do I have? I have one consonant and then another consonant. So what is the rule when I have two consonants between the vowels? Where do I draw the line? Charlie?
Between the P and the D.
Right between those two consonants. Exactly. So that one's pretty easy. I just split the consonants. So now, what's my first syllable in this word? Elise?
Up.
Up. Okay, what kind of syllable is this? Open, closed,
Open. No,
closed. How do you know it's closed?
because there's a P behind.
There is a consonant sound behind it. And what kind of sound is you saying? Short or long? It's saying it's short sound. And we know that closed syllables have a short vowel sound. Okay? And I didn't label, but vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. We can do that as well. So I'm going to put CL to label that syllable as a closed syllable. Now, we have not talked about this. What is the second syllable? Who can read this syllable to me? Henry?
Date.
Date. Okay. We have not talked about the syllable type yet or how to label it, but we know the name of it. We talked about that yesterday. What is the name of this kind of syllable? With the A magic E. We're just going to call it magic E. Some people will call it a vowel consonant E syllable. We're going to call it magic E. That's kind of fun, isn't it? It's got some magic to it. So the way that we are going to label that is M-E for magic E. So when we start dividing syllables that have a magic E syllable in them, we'll cross out that E so we don't try to make that have a sound, but then we will put M-E above it. And what kind of vowel sound is the A saying? Bennett?
Ah! Long.
Long. It's saying its name. So those syllables will have a long vowel sound in them. All right, does everybody understand the way to mark a magic E?
Yes.
Okay, let's do a couple for practice on your dry erase board. So now get out your dry erase board and your
Mine's down.
You can get
Expo
it.
marker. All right. So the first word I want you to write. Turn my page here. All right, we're going to write some words that have the long A magic E in them. All right, the first word is lane. Repeat.
Lane.
All right, let's tap the sounds together. L-A-N. Okay? And then you know what you've got to do to make it say lane. Good, Corbin. Good, Ezra. Good. Elise. Wonderful. All right, everybody remember to put that magic E on there. Good job. Okay, below that, let's spell the word plane. We took a plane ride to the beach. Plane. What are the sounds? O, A, M. Check yours, Corbin. Good job. Wonderful. What do we get if we forget our magic E? What word will we have?
Plan.
Plan. We'll have plan. So we have to have magic E on there to spell the word plane. Good job. Okay, our next word is save. Repeat. Save. Okay, now to yourself, I want you to tap the sounds that you hear. And then write a letter for each of those sounds. Don't forget our silent friend at the end. Good, Ezra? Save. Did you save any of your allowance? Save. Good. Perfect. Wonderful. Okay. Now, I told you guys that sometimes our words do tricky things, right? The week before last, we talked about all those closed syllable exceptions that make long vowel sounds instead of short vowel sounds. This next word has something tricky in it. So we're going to talk through it as we spell it. So go ahead and erase your board. The next word is skate. Repeat.
Skate.
Okay, let's tap the sounds first. A, t. And then we have our magical friend at the end. Now, what letter should spell the k sound according to the rules that we know?
C.
C. It should be spelled with the C. Why should it be spelled with the C, Zania?
Because it has a vowel after
Which vowel is after it?
A.
A. So normally when the k sound is followed by the vowel A, we use the letter C. But this is a tricky word. So erase the C, and this word is actually spelled with a K. So skate is spelled S-K-A-T with our magic E on the end.
Erase that.
Okay? All right. So that's a tricky one. And whenever we encounter tricky words, I'll tell you if it's being tricky or not. Otherwise, we're going to go with what we know, and we're going to use the C to spell a word when the k comes in front of the A. All right. Let's do a multisyllabic word. Are you ready? Mistake. Repeat.
Mistake.
All right. Let's pound the syllables before we write. Ready? Mistake. All right. What's the first syllable? Miss. All right. Tap the sounds to yourself and spell miss. Corbin, we're not to that part yet. Just the first syllable. All right. Now, what's the second syllable? Take. All right. Spell the word take. And then let's check our spellings. Now, I did not tell you guys this. We haven't talked about it. We had our twin letters. When a twin letter word like miss, I miss you, we spell that with two S's, right? But when it's in the middle of a multisyllabic word, we don't usually have that extra letter on there. So miss is going to be spelled M-I-S. Yes. What kind of syllable is miss?
Closed.
Bennett?
Closed.
Closed. So let's put a CL above the word miss. Okay. And then what's the second syllable? Zania?
Open.
No, what's the second syllable? What's the word?
Take.
Take. Okay. Now, this is our new pattern that we've been talking about. So, how are we going to mark the word take?
Me.
We cross out what?
E.
We cross out the E, and then what do we put at the top?
Me.
The
Me.
capital M and E that stands for magic E. Good job. All right, knowing the syllable types will help us be able to read words that are unfamiliar to us, because that tells me this has got to have a long vowel sound. A. This has got to have, because it's closed, a short vowel. I can read this word even if I don't know it by breaking it apart. Mistake. All right. Wonderful job. You may cap your markers. Yeah. Erase your boards. All right. Questions about our high frequency words or our new syllable type and how to label it. All right, tomorrow we're going to talk, or Friday, I'm sorry, we're going to talk about the other two ways to spell long A, and we're going to learn another syllable type. Okay, so stay tuned for more new information. All right, you guys have been awesome today. Make sure everything's packed up, put back in your folder. And then for your, to do on your own, so I want you to read the story, Kate and Jane. And then there will be some directions here for you. You're going to circle all the words that have the long A spelled with the magic E. And then there's a question. How did Jane help Kate in this story? Okay, so write a complete sentence to answer that question. And you can do this on your own, and I will check it at the end of the week. All right. and girls, we are going to start with our phonological awareness practice. That's where I say a word and then we do something to change it up. All right, ready? Okay, this time we're going to add a sound after the first sound in a word. So the word is gate. Repeat.
Gate.
Gate. Add after gate. Sorry, let me say that again. Add after g, and we get
Great.
great. Good. Okay, let's try another one. Cave. Repeat.
Cave.
Add after k, and we get
Crave.
Good. Tail. Repeat.
Tail.
Add after t, and we get
Trail.
yes. Man, you guys are good. Okay, now I'm going to draw 3 circles on the board, and I want you to tell me when I say a word. We're going to talk about if that sound is at the beginning, the middle, or the end of a word. Okay? All right. The first word is rail. Repeat.
Rail.
Tell me the sounds in rail. A, O. Okay. Where was the sound in rail, Henry? At the beginning. Good. All right. The next word is chase. Repeat.
Chase.
Tell me the sounds in chase.
A.
Where is the ch sound? Princeton.
Beginning.
At the beginning. Where is the A sound? Charlie.
The middle.
In the middle. Good job. All right, let's do another one. Tray. Repeat.
Tray.
Okay, what are the sounds in tray? A. Hunter, where is the t sound in tray? At the beginning. Good. Where is the A sound in tray? Princeton.
In the middle.
A. Try it again. A.
At the end.
At the end. We're going to talk about that pattern in just a little bit. All right, last one. The word is same. Repeat.
Same.
Okay, what are the sounds in same? A. Zania, where do you hear the sound in same? At the end. Good job. You guys were fabulous with that. Okay, now let's quickly review our high frequency words that we have practiced for this week. I've got cards. Everybody stand up. We're going to tap and spell down our arms. And I have a review word at the end. Okay, our first one is change. All right, let's spell it down our arms. Ready? 1 tap per letter. Ready? CHANGE. Change. Good. All right, the next word? Today. All right, ready? TODAY. Today. Good. All right. Page. Ready? PAGE. Page. And then our review one is wood. Remember, this one has that tricky silent letter right in the middle. Okay? Don't forget to use that letter when you're spelling. Ready? WOULD. Wood. Perfect. Fabulous. Okay, go ahead and have a seat. All right, we talked about the magic E spelling for long A, and today we're going to talk about a new way to spell the long A sound. So here is the next poster. Hunter, we're using this poster. And it has a special group of letters in it. Okay, what's the long A sound? What does it sound like? Bennett? A. Good. So today is a new way to spell that sound. We have an A and an I. It's a vowel team that comes together to say the long A sound. So a vowel team is when you have 2 vowels that come together to make one sound. it's a lot like our digraph, our consonant digraphs, like the CH and the SH, that we need those two letters to come together to make that sound. So that's what vowel teams are. It's when two vowels come together to make one sound. Now, in this pattern, A, like in the word rain, which sound do we hear? Do we hear the sound of A or the sound of I? Bennett?
A.
We hear the sound of A. So the A is the one that's making the sound in this vowel team. All right, so I had you guys sit down, but now I want you to stand back up because we're going to skywrite this new pattern. Okay? So skywrite is when we hold out our hand and then we draw and form the letter with our arm. Okay? So this is what I want you to do. I want you to do, I'm going to do it first, and then you guys are going to do it with me. Okay? So I want you to say, spell A, I, says A. So you're going to spell it with your arm, skywrite it with your arm, and then tell what it says. Okay? Ready? A, I, says A. Perfect. Just do it one more time. A, I, says A. Perfect. Did you know that doing this motion sends all kinds of great information straight up to your brains to help you remember that pattern? That's why we skywrite. It involves our whole body and it gets it all working together. All right, you can now have a seat. Actually, no, because we're going to talk about the third pattern. Now, what in the world do we have here? We have a vowel and we have a consonant. Why? But guess what? Y can sometimes be a vowel, right? You guys know this. So in this vowel team, the letter Y is acting like a vowel. So it's a vowel and a vowel. Because Y gets to be a consonant when it's at the beginning of a word like yellow, but when it's next to a vowel like this, it's making its vowel sound. So A and Y form a team to say what sound? A, long A. So this is another way we can spell long A, like in the word hay. All right, so let's skywrite A-Y says A. Ready? Do it with me. A-Y says A. Good. One more time. A-Y says A. Good. So just like in our high frequency word today, hey, where do you notice this A sound is coming? What word, Jaden?
It's at the end of
It's at the end of words. So when we hear the long A sound last, like in trait or A, when you hear that vowel A sound, long A sound last, that's when you know it's going to be spelled with an A and a Y. Okay, you guys can have a seat. Get out that long way to spell long vowels. So boys and girls, we are about to do a lot of learning, and we're going to learn lots of patterns real quickly. So that can get kind of confusing when you're learning all these patterns at one time. So this sheet is going to be very helpful. We're going to keep it at the front part of our folder because we're going to be adding to it next week. We're going to learn even more vowel teams. It's going to be awesome. So under long A, you guys see the acorn?
Yep.
Did you hear A?
Yep.
All right, we're going to stay here today, but next week we're going to move into another vowel. We're going to talk about some more patterns. Okay, so let's talk about all the ways to spell A. Okay, the very first one is by using what letter? A. Yes. Now, I would like for you to add a word, like a keyword next to it. So you're going to put A. Let me get a different marker. Got more juice in it. Okay, so we can spell A with just the letter A, and then put a dash, like in the word table, okay? T-A-B-L-E, okay? So write that on the first line. That's the first way to spell A. All right, and then earlier this week, if you can't fit, yeah, and then Corbin is right underneath there, put T-A-B-L-E.
Yeah.
That's a key word that just kind of helps you see that pattern in an actual word. So we can use that to help us when we're trying to remember all these spellings. Okay. The next way to spell the long A sound, and this is how we write it. It's A magic E. So remember, we go A and then magic E. We put that dash at the bottom. What does that dash represent, Zania? A consonant sound. Okay, so A magic E, and a sample word is cake. C-A-K-E. That's another way to spell long A. In the same column. All of these are going in the same column. We're talking about how to spell long A. So we're only in the long A column right now. And then today we learned another way to spell long A. So the next way is A-I. So you're going to put that under the A magic E, like in the word rain. R-A-N. And then today, the last way that we talked about to spell A-Y is what? To spell A-Y. To spell long A, I just told you the answer. A-Y. Yes. A-Y, like in the word hay. A. So having that keyword next to it is a good way to just help you see it and then remember, oh yeah, I know that word. I can spell the long A 4 different ways. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm just going to walk by and make sure you got them all good. 1, 2. You have the word, but you need to put AI. So put AI dash rain. And boys and girls, if you are, I like to organize if you want to just do like a little 1, 2, 3, 4, you can, but make it kind of tiny. You don't want to put too much in there. And that will remind you, A can be spelled, long A can be spelled 4 different ways. Okay, now let's build some words. I'm going to pass out our magnetic boards. Okay, Miss Berry is going to help me pass out the magnetic board. And if you were missing a tile, you can raise your hand. You got a couple that fell off. Okay, and then I'm also going to hand out our AI and AY practice sheets. So you guys can get with your partner and practice reading these after we spell with our magnetic boards, okay? Nope. Now, boys and girls, do you notice 2 brand new tiles on our boards?
A-I and A-Y.
A-I and A-Y. How cool is that?
These tiles.
Now, they're on the bottom half of your board.
No, I said
Okay. Everybody have their board open. Remember to open it flat on your, Kristen, open it flat. Leave it flat on your desk. Okay, we're going to do some word building. So remember, we say the word, we tap it, and then we're going to spell it with our tiles. Okay? The first word I want you to spell is day. Repeat. Day. Okay, let's tap the sounds. D-A. How many tiles are you going to use? 2 tiles. So D, what says D? And then A, it's the last sound in the word. So which spelling are you going to use?
A-Y.
A-Y. Prince, remember to keep your board nice and flat. All right, so how did we spell day? Everybody say it together. D-A-Y. Perfect. Okay. Now, keep that there, because now we're going to spell another word by changing out just 1 tile. Ready? Change day to way. Which is the right way to go? Way. How did you spell it, Carly?
W-A-Y.
W-A-Y. Check yours. Got it? All right. Change way to stay. So you're going to take off one tile, but put on how many? Two. What do we call the st? What kind of letters are those, Henry? Blends. It's a consonant blend. So you need to have s. Elise, I only see two tiles on yours. St. A. Tap it out. And then boys and girls, check your tiles. S. Do you have a tile that says s?
Yep.
Do you have a tile that says t? And then A. Do you have a tile that says A? Good. Get it? Let me see yours. Yes. Okay. Good. Looking good. Looking good. All right. Next one is stray. Okay. So tap the sounds. Tap it with me. A. How many tiles do we need? 4. All right. Are you taking any tiles away this time?
No.
No. You're adding which tile? R. Good job. Perfect. Corbin, where'd you go? Good, Zania. Let me see Ezra. Oh, I love it. What do we call st-er? It has a special name. It is a type of blend, but when there are 3 consonant sounds together, what do we call 3 sounds together? Bennett?
Glued sounds.
Not a glued sound, because you can hear each one of their sounds. Henry?
Tribal.
Tri-blend. Remember, tri means 3. So that's a tri-blend. It has 3 consonant sounds all right beside each other. Okay, now clear your board and spell the word paid. I get paid when I do my chores. Paid. So tap the sounds. A, D. How many tiles are you going to use? A, D. 3 tiles. You got 3 tiles up there? And I'm going to give you a clue. We've got the brand new tiles that we added on ways to spell the long A sound. Are you hearing the A sound in paid at the beginning, middle, or end of the word? In the middle. So we're not going to use the AY because AY comes at the end of a word. All right, Corbin, how did you spell it?
P-I-A-I-D.
Perfect. P-A-I-D. Check yours. A-D. All right. Now, change paid to pain. Oh, I fell down yesterday and I'm in a lot of pain. You're only going to change one sound. Corley, how did you change paid to pain?
I took the D out and put an N.
Take out the D and you add in an N at the end of the word. Good. All right. Now spell the word rain. Rain. Is it going to rain today? Perfect. Y'all are doing good. Good, good. Griffin, you only need to change out one sound. Good. Rain. Is it going to rain today? All right. Change rain to brain. We are using our brain to help us spell. All right, let's tap the sounds in brain, and then as you tap, I want you to touch the tile and make sure that the sound you're tapping matches the letter that you use to spell the word. All right, ready? Tap the word brain. Say brain.
Brain.
All right. B-R-A-N.
Brain.
Oh my goodness. Rock stars in this classroom. Okay, put your tiles back where they belong and gently close them. If you slam them closed,